It's the worst day of Yuly Solano's life.
Female is breathing. Where is she shot?
But will it be her last? Yuly's ex-boyfriend, deranged Deputy Michael DeMarco, shot her 4 times 4 feet away.
We have a female, multiple gunshot wounds to the chest.
That's all trauma surgeons Nir Haas and Eugenio Rodriguez knew about Yuly's condition when she was wheeled into the ER at Delray Medical Center. If anyone can help save her from bleeding to death, it's these 2 esteemed doctors. This is a woman who was shot 4 times in the chest, in the kill zone.
Correct.
Did you think she was going to survive?
Well, we always think that it's going to survive, and otherwise you cannot really help.
So you get her into the OR. What's the first thing you do?
Actually, one step before that, we have problem ventilation. The chest fills up with blood. So the first thing first is to control the airway, which means intubation, which means putting a tube down someone's throat. She's hypotensive, meaning blood pressure is low, meaning she's bleeding. It's probably close to 50% of the amount of blood in a person.
So half of her blood
is gone and continue to bleed.
You've got to get blood in the body.
Correct.
And you got to fix
the bleeding first of all. Plug the leak.
It took the doctors 90 minutes just to stabilize Yuly, then several more hours of surgery to put her chest and ribs back together and repair her organs. Did you think she was going to die?
In the initial surgery, yes. Usually, most people don't survive this.
Now, in a last-ditch effort to save Yuly, doctors put her into a medically induced coma. Why was that important to keep her in a coma state?
Well, you have to remember she have a large defect in her chest.
So you had to sedate her, paralyze her to keep all the systems going while you help the body heal.
Correct.
Remember, Yuly lost so much blood the chances of survival are slim. But then, a miracle in South Florida. After 2 weeks, Yuly wakes up from the coma, and she's talking exclusively to us about her near-death experience. You lost half of your blood volume.
I did.
Yuly takes us back to that deadly day and tells me what led up to DeMarco's rage-filled rampage. How did you meet your boyfriend?
I met him the day that I was moving into Inlet Harbor. I remember DeMarco looking at me like up and down, like he was almost like checking me out. He came over and invited my mother, my daughter, and I to his house for Sunday dinner. So I thought he was just a friendly neighbor inviting us over for dinner. But then after dinner, we went to the living room and started talking, and he started talking about his ex-wife, calling her a warden.
A warden?
Yes, it was very strange. He showed me a snake he had in his house.
A snake?
A snake, yeah. It's very weird. And I remember as we were walking down the hallway back to my unit, I told my mom, didn't you find him to be a little strange?
But despite that strange first encounter, Yuly and DeMarco started dating.
He's a sheriff. He's got to be a good guy. All the neighbors seem to, take to him.
Respect him?
Yeah, and I really thought that it was safe.
Did you love him?
No. At the beginning, it was a lot of fun. It was, we would go on boat trips all the time. We took my daughter tubing. He was into fitness, I was into fitness. And he mentioned, oh, I don't know how you can work out at that gym of yours. There's a lot of meatheads there. And he invited me to work out with him at his gym.
Was he controlling?
That was the first red flag of trying to control the situation. There was a lot of things that were slowly but surely building up that I did not like. When we would go out to eat at restaurants, for example, it was him choosing the restaurant, him choosing the time. And then slowly but surely, he started wanting to take me to work every Friday.
Why?
I've said, maybe he's trying to control that too. Make sure that I am saying that I'm going to meet clients. He started showing me a dark side to him that started to scare me.
Yuly says the next warning sign was when they took a drive to Palm Beach, one of the nicest cities in America. She says DeMarco only saw the worst.
And he started saying, look at this. Can I say the word?
Sure.
This is we live in. This is Palm Beach. And he started pointing out to the Haitians and Jamaicans that lived in this particular side of town. And then as we kept driving, he would show me, this is where, the Spanish people live. And I said, hello, I'm Latina.
You're Hispanic. But Yuly says the final straw came after only a few weeks of dating DeMarco. He wanted to take their relationship to another level, one for which she wasn't ready.
He was pushing us to move in together a month after we started dating.
In 1 month?
In 1 month. I said, I'm not looking to move in with you. I said, I'm not ready. You know, we're having such a good time. Why rush things? And then his face turned into this violent, you're cheating on me. That's why you don't want to move in with me. So I said to him, I want out of this relationship. It's done, it's over.
But for DeMarco, no didn't mean no.
He kept calling me and calling me and calling me till finally I answered the phone and he just wouldn't stop. I hung up on him. So that evening when I got home, he sent me so many nasty text messages and I blocked his cell phone. And then he started texting me on my corporate phone. And then he started emailing me.
Did you fear for your safety at this point? He's a sheriff's deputy. He has a gun, clearly.
I was concerned by his behavior. What man acts like that?
So understandably, Yuly was surprised when one morning she got a knock on the door from the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. It was a process server. DeMarco filed this lawsuit in small claims court, demanding the return of a mirror and a mattress he valued at more than $2,400.
He was 55 years old. He was a sheriff. He's supposed to be on the safe side, not on the side of threatening me to a point of harassing me.
But Yuly would soon discover that the man who took an oath to protect and serve was nothing more than a self-serving sociopath. Next,
It was like my body was on fire.
the most heart-wrenching part of my interview with Yuly. What does it feel like to be shot? Did you think you were going to die? This is going to be tough territory, but describe the day of the shooting.
I went to walk my dog, as I do every morning before I leave the house. Next thing you know, DeMarco was speeding up in his unmarked vehicle. And that's when I panicked.